To create a balanced design, it's a good idea to work out how you will arrange your tiles. For example, if you are tiling a complete wall, allow for a similar size of cut tile at each side of the wall at the corners. And avoid small slivers at corners, as they are difficult to cut and look untidy. In fact, the closer a cut is to a full tile, the easier it is to make and the better it will look. The best way to work this out is to make a tile gauge. This is simply a piece of wood marked with the width of tiles on its side. It's like a ruler for tiles and will allow you to gauge what position your tile should be in. To make a tile gauge, cut a wooden batten just longer than half your room. Place the tiles along its length, including spacers, and mark onto the batten. Then, find the horizontal midpoint of the wall and mark this point with a pencil. Hold your tile gauge onto this point so that one of its marks is on this center point. Then move the gauge to the left, mark by mark, until the end of the gauge is close to the corner. If the gap between the end of the gauge and wall is more than half a tile's width, then this will form the perfect place to start your tiling. But if this gap is less than a half a tile, then this positioning will look untidy. Should this happen, move your central tile gauge mark to the right by exactly half a tile's width. You'll now find that the gap between gauge and wall is now greater than half a tile, which looks much better. Now mark on the wall where the first full tile will start. Then, using a spirit level, continue this line from top to bottom. Now follow the same procedure for the vertical positioning too. First, find the midpoint. Now, using the tile gauge and the same technique, work out where your first whole tile will start above the floor. Mark the start of the bottom row, and using the spirit level, draw the line across the whole wall. Now check for wires and pipes along both vertical and horizontal lines using a pipe detector. Then, screw wooden battens along your lines. These two battens mean that you now know exactly where to start your tiling from to produce an even, symmetrical, visually pleasing block of whole tiles. Now you're ready to start tiling your wall.